Welcome to the Genre Bender. Today, we are dissecting the DNA of a genius who didn't just see music, he felt it at a molecular level. Stevie Wonder, a solar flare of a boy who became the conscience and soul of American music. We'll trace his path from his first steps in Detroit's Motown studio to his status as an absolute innovator who made synthesizers sing about God and love. 18 key moments, 18 genre bends that forever changed the Billboard charts and our idea of what one person with a harmonica and a keyboard can achieve. Get ready. This is a journey into the heart of rhythm. Are you ready to watch? Make yourself comfortable. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Next song. Uptight. In the mid-60s, little Stevie began to outgrow the confines of a child star. He had to prove he was a complete artist, and he did just that, crashing into the charts with an energy that was impossible to ignore.
She's a pearl of a girl, I guess that's what you might say. I guess some people...
1965 was the turning point. Before this, Stevie was seen as a Ray Charles copy, but Uptight changed everything. This was driving, assertive R&B with a powerful brass section. The song was born from a random guitar riff, and Stevie added vocals full of teenage confidence and the joy of newfound freedom. This track is the first genre bend. Here, Stevie served as a co-writer for the first time, breaking Motown's strict rules. The song soared to the top of the Billboard charts, proving that Wonder wasn't a passing fad, but a creative force capable of dictating the rules of the 60s pop industry.
Next song.
Kiss me, baby.
Kiss Me, Baby.
You know you make me say, hey, kiss me, baby.
Stevie's early period is full of tender soul. In this song, we hear that purity and sincerity that would later become his trademark. It was a time when his unique melodic signature was being formed.
Released in 1965, this ballad demonstrates Stevie's vocal maturation. There's no longer any childhood awkwardness, just a soft, enveloping voice and complex harmonies. The classic Motown soul arrangement highlights his ability to work with delicate romantic themes. For our channel, this is a vital example of blue-eyed soul performed by a black genius. Stevie shows that romance can be deep and multi-layered. This case is about how the simplicity of a pop song hides a future master of complex jazz structures who is about to blow the world away.
Kiss me, baby.
Next song. I Call It Pretty Music. The very first steps. How did the Little Miracle sound when he was first introduced to the public? It was pure drive and attempt to find his voice in Detroit's ocean of talent.
1962, a debut single where the title speaks for itself. Stevie plays on the generational contrast. For him, it's pretty music. For the elders, it's the blues. You can hear the influence of gospel and traditional R&B. He's still a child here, but his harmonica skills were already staggering. This is the starting point, a case of how a grand story begins. Wonder bends the blues tradition, making it accessible to a youth audience. This is where the foundation of his multi-instrumentalism is laid, which would later allow him to record entire albums solo.
Next song. Hey Harmonica Man. The harmonica is an extension of his hands and lungs. In this track, Stevie finally establishes himself as a virtuoso instrumentalist capable of making a small piece of iron sound like a full orchestra.
an energetic 1964 track where the instrument takes center stage. Stevia is a true R&B rock star here, a frantic rhythm, call and response vocals, and, of course, virtuoso solos. It was a response to the British invasion, a powerful, American sound soaked in youthful spirit. A case of the importance of instrumental mastery. Stevia bent the idea of a pop star being just a vocalist. He showed that a chart topper could be a technically complex musician. This song became his calling card at concerts, literally making the crowd explode with delight.
Next song. Fingertips. Live energy that's impossible to capture in a studio. This moment marked the first time in Billboard history that a live track topped the charts, a true breakthrough for the young genius.
1963. Stevia is only 12 years old. You can hear the chaos of a live performance. The musicians don't immediately realize he's decided to keep playing. The famous shout of goodbye. And an improvised bongo and harmonica solo. It was raw, unbridled talent. This is a genre bend in its purest form, improvisation becoming canon. The track proved that live energy and sincerity are more important than studio polish. Stevia's first #1 on Billboard and the start of his reign. We see the birth of a legend who isn't afraid to make mistakes in front of millions.
If you liked the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.
Next song. Medley. To understand the scale of an artist, you have to see them in motion. A medley of hits allows us to trace how his accents shifted and how he masterfully tied different moods into a single sonic flow.
Wonder's live performances are always a show transformation. Moving from one song to another, he switches instruments, vocal techniques, and tempos. It's a demonstration of his musical intelligence, merging different bends of his career into one powerful performance. A case of stagecraft. Stevia bends his own hits, giving them new life in real time. For our channel, this is an example of how an artist can manage their legacy, constantly reimagining it so that the sound of the past never feels dated for a single second.
Next song. Higher Ground. The peak of his golden period, Stevia takes full control of the sound, using synthesizers to create a spiritual and social manifesto. This is music of the highest order.
I'm so darn glad he let me try it again.
1973. Wonder records this track entirely on his own. The famous pulsing sound of the Hohner D6 clavinet, run through a wah-wah pedal, created an incredibly dense, funky groove. The song about reincarnation and second chances was written shortly before a near-fatal accident, making it prophetic.
Keep on turning, 'cause it
This is an example of a technological bend. Stevia tamed electronics, making them sound organic and warm. The track became the gold standard for funk rock. A case of how one person in a studio can create a sound that an entire decade would try to copy.
so darn glad he let me try it again. Everybody.
Next song. Hey Harmonica Man. Let's return to the harmonica drive, but now through the lens of a live show. How does this same composition change under the influence of time and the artist's experience on stage?
In a live setting, this song turns into a dialogue with the listener. Stevia lengthens the instrumental parts, adding jazz improvisations. It's no longer just a teenage hit, but a demonstration of colossal experience. He plays with the rhythm, forcing the band to follow his every move.
I'm gonna blow now.
A case of creative endurance, Stevia shows that even years later, a song can sound fresh if the artist is willing to bend its structure. It's an example of how performance mastery turns a pop number into the high art of improvisation.
How we gonna wail now?
Next song.
I never dreamed you
Never dreamed you'd leave in summer.
would go then come back home.
Music isn't always about dancing until dawn. Sometimes it's a quiet melancholy frozen in amber. We're moving to the moment when Stevia began writing not for radio stations, but for his own soul, creating one of the most poignant and honest ballads in soul history.
In summer.
1971, the album Where I'm Coming From was a declaration of independence. This song, co-written with Cyrita Wright, is a minimalist masterpiece. Gone are the usual brass sections and the powerful Motown groove. It's just Stevia, his piano, and a voice trembling with the realization of a great love's inevitable end.
But now my quiet nights will be spent.
For our channel, this is a prime example of a dramatic bend. Stevia bends soul by stripping away the excess and leaving only raw emotion. This song foreshadowed his great 70s albums, revealing a new wonder to the world, a philosopher and poet capable of turning the changing seasons into a powerful metaphor for a broken heart.
You be the life and all.
Next song.
How many roads?
Blowin' in the Wind. A bold step. Stevia takes Bob Dylan's folk classic and turns it into a soul manifesto. This is an example of one genius reimagining the work of another to create a brand new meaning.
In 1966, Stevia recorded a version radically different from the original. He added organ, powerful backing vocals, and gospel rhythmics. The protest song of a white folk singer became a prayer for civil rights coming from the heart of Black America. It was a powerful political gesture.
Must a man walk down?
A case of genre reimagining. Stevia bent folk to R&B standards, proving the universality of great songs. His version became a major hit, uniting different audiences. It's a lesson in how music can erase boundaries between races and styles.
Now how many times can a man?
Next song.
I was born in Little Rock.
I was made to love her.
It wasn't Big Ten. I knew I loved her even then.
Let's look at this 1967 masterpiece again. This time, we'll focus on how Stevia uses his voice as a musical instrument, competing in expressiveness with his own harmonica.
Know that my baby loves me. My baby needs me.
In this section, we analyze the vocal improvisations at the end of the song. Stevia uses call and response techniques typical of the church. His vocals are so free they transcend the usual melody. This is a moment of absolute vocal emancipation.
Had a childhood sweetheart. We were always hand in hand.
A case of vocal fearlessness. Wonder bent the vocal canons of his time, adding raw energy and almost jazzy freedom to pop music. This helped him stand out among other Motown stars and paved the way for his multi-layered vocal experiments in the 70s.
If this poor world crumbles, my side I still
Next song.
something deep.
Travelin' Man.
A lonely traveling man.
A road story. This song captures the spirit of wandering and finding one's place in the world. Stevia creates an atmospheric track that sounds like the soundtrack to a movie about a big dream.
Just an uninspired
1967, a song with a slight touch of psychedelia and a very unusual structure for its time. Stevia sings about the path, the search, and the importance of never stopping. The arrangement features sonic experiments that hint at Wonder outgrowing standard soul production. This is an example of a search band. Stevia tries out new themes and moods. This case is about an artist always being in motion. The song wasn't as loud a hit as others, but it's vital as evidence of the creative restlessness of a genius seeking new forms.
If you like the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.
Next song.
For once in my life, I have someone who
For Once in My Life.
I'll be strong. For once I can touch, but my heart.
A timeless classic and an anthem of optimism that was originally written as a slow ballad. But Stevia decided that life should sound faster and brighter.
The 1968 version became the gold standard. Stevia turned a melancholy song into a triumphal march. The legendary bass line and incredibly fast tempo created a feeling of unbridled happiness. Wonder sings like he's finally found what he was looking for.
Who needs me? Someone I've needed so long.
A case of mood shifting. Stevia bent the emotional message of the song, completely changing its perception. It proves that arrangement and delivery can turn the same composition into two entirely different works.
Next song. My Chérie Amour.
Distant as the Milky Way.
French charm in American soul, a delicate, airy composition born back in 1966, but waiting for its moment to conquer the world with its flawless grace.
Released in 1969, this song showcased Stevia's ability to create perfect pop ballads. The use of flute and soft strings added a European polish. The lyrics about unrequited love for a girl who doesn't even know he exists resonated with millions.
Lovely as a summer day.
An example of an aesthetic bend, Stevia merges soul with elements of classical pop. A case of making a hit that sounds modern decades later. The song confirmed his status as a universal melodist capable of crossing any cultural barrier.
Next song.
Sweetheart, she's so faithful.
Shooby-dooby-doo-da-day.
One day you'll hurt.
First signs of the revolution, Stevia begins to use the talkbox and clavinet, creating a futuristic sound that foreshadows his great 1970s albums.
Understand me.
1968. In this song, Stevia actively uses the electric piano and the beginnings of that funky sound that would become his trademark. The playful lyrics and experimental arrangements show he was ready for radical change and independence from Motown's dictation.
She's so oh yeah.
A case of sonic premonition. Stevia bent traditional R&B by adding elements of funk and electronics. This is a vital milestone showing the transition from Little Stevia to Stevie Wonder the Innovator.
Next song.
La 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 la.
My Chérie Amour.
Summer day. My shit.
Let's revisit this tender love story, but now focusing on its compositional structure. How does Stevia maintain simplicity while using complex musical techniques?
My shit.
Here we analyze the modulation and the use of unusual chords for a 60s pop song. Stevia brings a jazz mindset here. His vocal delivery is restrained but incredibly precise. It's an example of technical perfection serving emotion without overwhelming it.
La 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 la.
A case of harmonic complexity. Wonder bent the structure of a pop hit by injecting elements of high music. For our channel, this proves that a true genius can make the complex understandable. It set a bar for future ballad writers that is still hard to reach.
Someday I'll share your little distant cloud.
Next song.
I don't know why I love you,
I don't know why.
but I love you.
Deep soul with a touch of melancholy. In this song, Stevie explores themes of misunderstanding and pain in relationships, using his vocals to convey the finest shades of sadness.
I love you. Oh, baby, baby, baby.
1968. A track with a powerful influence of old-school blues and soul. Stevie sings about someone who can't understand why they still love the person who hurts them. The vocal part is one of the strongest of his early period, full of despair and sincerity.
I don't know why. Thank you. I love you.
An example of an emotional bend, Stevie shows that soul can be deeply dramatic, not just joyful. This song added depth to his image, preparing the audience for the more serious and philosophical themes he would raise in his conceptual albums of the 70s.
Next song.
What happened to
Yester Me, Yester You, Yesterday.
even while the time away? Yesterday.
A nostalgic masterpiece, a song about loss and memories that sounds like a farewell to youth and an old era. The perfect finale for our review.
So did you. Life was warm and low.
Released in 1969, this composition is filled with a bright sadness. Stevie uses a rich orchestration and a very expressive melody. It's a song about the fact that yesterday cannot be returned and that change is inevitable. His voice sounds wise and slightly weary here.
The world we knew.
A case of a nostalgic bend. Stevie bent time in his music, connecting the past and the future. This was the perfect end to his 60s journey before becoming the decade's chief innovator.
I feel lost. I feel sad.
Stevie Wonder is the man who taught us how to hear the light. We've traveled through 18 stages of his development and seen how he brilliantly bent genres, turning standard R&B into a high philosophy of sound. He proved that a lack of sight is not a barrier, but an opportunity to see music differently. On the Genre Bender, we've learned the most important thing. Wonder's greatness isn't in his Grammys, but in his ability to maintain childlike joy within the most complex musical structures. His legacy is an endless flow of love. Thanks for exploring this story with us. Subscribe, there are many more musical bends to come. See you next time.
If you like the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.